Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The Brahmo Samaj function is going on. Celebration is going on. Sri Ramakrishna has been invited and is there amidst them. And the Dayas program has begun. The priest is chanting the Vedic hymns. We saw Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma and its various ways we use in the scriptures. Om, Brahman is truth, knowledge, infinity. It shines as bliss and immortality. Brahman is peace, blessedness, and the one without a second. It is pure and unstained by sin. It shines as bliss and immortality. Ananda and Amritattva. Ananda. Ananda is one. The bliss which doesn't have opposite, because it is one without a second. Now, for joy there is sorrow. For happiness there is misery. Opposites are there. Like that, for Ananda there is no opposite. We can use to make it something like Nirananda, but there is no word which is directly applicable. The absence of Ananda is not there, because even when you are intensely suffering, the deep within, the ocean of bliss is as it is unaffected. The wave may be tossing, but it is a part of the ocean which is silent at the bottom. So, the external things, when we say Sukha Dukkha, it is a duality. When duality comes, it will be always opposite to each other, dharma and adharma. When one becomes two, one is negative and one is positive. Dualities will always exist. And when they unite, they become absolute. That is, without any alternative. One without a second. So, how do we experience it as the Ananda? Here, what is that Ananda? As we go, the absence, just like sun is rising. Sun is rising, at the sunrise, we see dim light appearing. Slowly that light is increasing. Now what is happening is, there is an admixture of light and darkness. Darkness was there, light is slowly displacing it, or it is decreasing there. The presence or the projection of darkness is slowly decreasing. Actually, absence of light is called darkness. There is nothing called darkness. If darkness is not a positive entity, if positive entity, then we must be able to see independent of light. The absence of light is called darkness. This darkness which was there is decreasing. though it is not an entity. Actually, darkness is not decreasing, the intensity of light is increasing. It appears as if the darkness is decreasing. When darkness is not decreasing, why do we say? Because there is nothing called darkness. Absence of, it's becoming slowly presence, it is showing, light is showing its presence, and darkness appears to be decreasing. So now when the light is slowly increasing, darkness seems to be, I am Ananda Swarupa all the time. Within is the Ananda Swarupa. I am not able to perceive it. I am experiencing the absence of that Ananda because of the absence of Ananda, I call it Sukha Dukkha. The absence itself has two aspects, Sukha and Dukkha. And this Sukha Dukkha is like darkness, projected darkness. Ananda I am not able to experience. So I am experiencing Sukha Dukkha. I am experiencing pleasure and pain, joys and sorrows. I am experiencing. Joy and sorrow both are of darkness, absence of the Atman. Duality comes into picture where there is no one. So when duality comes, both belong to the darkness. And here what is happening through my sadhana, I am slowly going from lower happiness to higher happiness. So in Taittiriya Upanishad, he goes on expanding, multiplying it 100 times. Ashishto, Dridishto, Balishtaha. A person who is fully capable, full of youth, full of desire for enjoyment. The whole world belongs to him. And he has the intense power and capacity to enjoy all that is available. And such a man, what he can enjoy is considered as one unit. So this goes on, he is increasing. What happens if he is a devata, if he is a karma devata, if he is a this devata and all, then if it is the guru of the devatas, Brahaspati or Ananda, like that one by one, Ananda is going on increasing, means dukkha is decreasing. The sukha, Ananda is increasing. Actually, sukha is increasing. Joy is increasing. Peace is increasing. Not the Ananda, but we call it Ananda because one part of the darkness is decreasing. Dukkha, kashta, bandhana, all these things are slowly disappearing. Just like you are flying. When you are in the flight is taking off, you see all the trees and houses and buildings as they are. As you go to the higher and higher altitudes, the whole slowly all the objects started becoming smaller, and then the houses and all are like small pieces of, and man doesn't have visible itself. Visibility goes off. All the houses, nothing, only green land here, there, water. So how the size is decreasing. Like that, the other part, dukkha, the pain, the suffering, the misery is slowly going away from my awareness. And this sukha, ananda, we call it ananda because the other part is decreasing. Sukha is increasing. And finally, I am going on multiplying. Then finally he comes to Brahmananda. 100 times. 100 times if you multiply, you are unimaginable. So when it becomes so much, the ultimate he calls as the Brahmananda. So many times, 100 times, multiply last, where there is no more dukkha, there is no more pain, there is no presence of anything. That state he calls as, how does we experience this Brahman? The Brahman we experience as that bliss, Ananda. It is shining as the Ananda in my own consciousness, in my Chaitanya. The Ananda I am experiencing there, it happens in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Slowly he is going, evolving towards the one without a second. There is one infinite, eternal, unchanging reality. The Ananda Sagara, Sachidananda Sagara. So look at this, now you see, slowly the Ananda, bliss is appearing. The Brahman is now being experienced as Ananda. In Taittiriya Upanishad, again same Upanishad, the son goes and asks the father, Bhrugur Vai Varunihi, Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. He goes, approaches his father and asks, Kim Tad Brahmeti? What is that Brahman? Small boy goes. And the father says, Brahman cannot be explained. It is beyond mind, it is beyond words. Words cannot explain, your mind cannot conceive. There is nothing that you have access to that by any means. Intellect also cannot reach it. And how do you say it exists, and how will I realize it? Then he said, I will give you a hint. And from that hint, you will realize. What is that hint? Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena bhutani jivanti, yat prayanta visamvishanti, tad vijignasasva, tad brahmeti. From where all these beings and matter, material world appears, from where does it appear? In which is it getting sustained? Into which it is going to dissolve again. That is Brahman. Go and do tapasva. He goes and years or long period, he'll go on contemplate. From where these things come? All senses, mind, everything starts controlling them. And whole thing, his pranas, all the aspects of the pranas are concentrated to find out that one reality from where all these are coming. He focuses on his father's words, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. Goes on contemplating God. Little by little, he starts understanding, oh, from where these children, these that are coming? From the food that we eat. Annam brahmeti vyajanat. Oh, everything is coming from Anna. So he goes and sees the plant. He goes and sees the animals. How they are. Just, if there is no food, nothing can multiply. When seed is there, it is multiplying because it has food there to take. It is becoming 100 seeds. Where from this 100 seeds came? It came from the food that it was taking, water and nutrition from ground. Oh, Annam Brahme. Then he comes running to father. Yes, I have found out. What is that? Annam Brahme. He says, you are right, but it is not complete. Again go and do tapas. He sends back. Then he goes and pranam brahmeti vijanat. There is food, but there must be energy to take it, eat it, digest it. Unless you digest, you cannot. The pranas must be there, energy must be there to select, to know, to eat. Then next he comes and tells, oh, pranas are Brahman. The father says, yes, this is also right, but it is not yet complete. Third time he sends, then if mind is not there, then mano brahmeti vyajanat. Yes, my child, you are right, but it is not complete. Then he goes and finds out Vijnanam Brahmeti Vijanata. He understands Vijnana is Jnana must be there. That Vijnana, what is food? What am I? What is eating? Everything you must know. Then Father says, yes, it is not complete. Then finally he goes and the Anandam Brahmeti, whole thing is the source from where all these are coming is from the Ananda. So that Ananda is manifesting. Today we were discussing about in the other class, the civilization, ancient civilizations, how they came. Evolution, human evolution. What is evolution? It is, there is consciousness within. It is conscious. I have two existences, bodily existence and my psychic existence. Bodily existence is there, spiritual existence is there. All these mind, senses, everything belongs to bodily existence. And there is spiritual existence behind. This is conscious entity. Now, it is passing through the three states, waking, dreaming and deep sleep. This consciousness is withdrawing and projecting forward. I am projecting to come to waking state. Again, body I am leaving. I am leaving these senses and mind. I will leave the causal where I am going to deposit my knowledge in deep sleep. And I become. This is finding it is limited. It's limited consciousness. It wants to. Every day it withdraws from all, it becomes itself. It expands in the universal consciousness, cosmic consciousness, enjoys. But limitation is there, karmic bondage is there, which makes the consciousness, which is ever free, to project to the bodily level and keep the forces are working there to keep that body alive, to experience the fruit of it projects. Now this wants freedom. I want to be what I am. Let these limitations be not there for me. So this struggle is evolution. Evolution is the Chaitanya trying to find its release from all the put on limitations. It doesn't have limitation by itself. Like space, there is no limitation. But you keep just a ring, it looks as if the space is cut into. Keep a pot, it becomes inner space and outer space. Appearing to be. Space is continued, it does not get affected. But still, there is pot space and room space. As if it is cut into two pieces. No, it can never be cut. Still. But this space doesn't want that also to be there. No limitations. I am unlimited. I want to be unlimited. Why there must be a upadhi? Then it is struggling to expand, go beyond all limitations. Here the bodily existence, it wants to adjust to the new circumstances. The situation of suddenly rain is coming. How to protect from rain? Slowly my intellect is projecting. It is expanding. Now, the consciousness of the changing situations, evolution is there. This evolution we call civilization and culture. Now, I am slowly, how to protect from this nature, constantly giving pain. Now, there is rain, there is heat. How can I overcome? So, there is evolution. It evolves to higher. Bodily level, it wants comfort and suffering, freedom from suffering. So it finds its way to expand. There is elevation in civilization. Civilization is an ascent. And similarly, I want to be happy, culture comes into picture. Art, science, Dance, music, play, all this come. I want to play. How will I sustain my life here in this world? Civilization comes. Science, it takes the term of science, and this takes the side of spirituality and religion, art and dance. Now, one is becoming extrovert. Civilization is becoming extrovert, science and technology. This is becoming introvert towards peace, eternal. So the evolution is the basis of both civilization and culture. So how it happens, you see, what is behind all this is that consciousness, Chaitanya. Because I am conscious, all these things are happening. I want release because I am conscious of the limitation that is put on me. I am unlimited. Why should I bind myself with the things here? I am Ananda Swarupa. Why should I see the pleasures of life here? Little eating, ice cream. Why should I get joy? I am Ananda Swarupa. I can give Ananda to this world. So much of Ananda is there within me. So this is the consciousness behind. Then slowly what happens? He understands I am immortal. I never had a death. Because identification with body alone was the cause of my being born and death. Death is there for body, not for me. My spiritual existence, as long as I identify with my spiritual existence, forget my spiritual existence, I identify with body now. Now, can I be free from the body awareness and know my spiritual existence? Then he has body only in waking state. I am this body. The moment I sleep, I separate from the body. My individual existence, every day I go back to my spiritual existence in the second stage of deep sleep, and again come to the body level. Every day it's the same thing is happening. So can I be free from this expansion and contraction? Can I identify with slowly, oh, I am identifying false. In dream, I am identifying with the dream body and experience the joys and sorrows of dream world. In waking, I am identifying with physical body and experience the joys and sorrows. But I myself is Ananda Swarupa. This slowly it starts becoming independent of body. The more he starts loving God, more he starts inquiring about himself. Who am I? Who am I? Slowly he is withdrawing from the bodily existence, identifying with his spiritual existence. Slowly the spiritual existence is brought down to all levels of understanding. He starts seeing divine everywhere. So this change is slowly, as much he dissociates from the bodily existence, in waking state, with spiritual awakening, he totally becomes independent of body. Now first time he understands what is eternal, unchanging, what is eternal life. With spiritual awakening, first spiritual awakening, now samadhi at Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa comes later. Just spiritual experience. He is independent of body. He enters into eternity. Now, the immortality. I am immortal. I am immortal. I am divine. I am divine comes into picture. Now you see the Brahman. How is it expressing in you? As a bliss, Ananda Swarupa. I am Ananda Swarupa. I am immortal. It is shining forth in my own consciousness. I am conscious, Chaitanya. In my Chetana, the Chaitanyatva is shining forth. It shines as bliss, and immortality. Brahman is peace, blessedness, peace, Shanti. In the world, what we call peace is the absence of war is called peace in the world. In somebody's house, they are all peaceful means there is no kalaha in that house. But any problem comes, peace has gone. A small fighting for property, or because he did not give his mobile, or he did not give the key of his vehicle, he was wanted to go somewhere urgently. The kalaha began, the fighting began, words misunderstanding began. Where is peace? Smallest thing will destroy the peace. Because this peace is not positive entity. Just like Ananda, this peace is not a positive entity. The world, wherever I am, in whatever state, within the world, as a product of it, identified with this body, the peace that I get is because there is no problem. I experience the absence of the war, the fighting, the misunderstanding. All these are not there. There is no inner conflict. Then I am experiencing peace. But it is not positive entity. Any moment it can slip away. And what is positive peace? If you get, anything happens, war also happens, the peace will not go away from you if it is a positive entity. If the body is rotting also, peace will not go away. If the peace is a positive entity, this peace, which is attained after I transcend nature, Prakriti. Prakriti is duality. Sukha, Dukha, opposites are there. Hanim, Labha. All these opposites. That when I transcend and go beyond, all these dualities, if I transcend, I get peace. Two things. As you go beyond nature, as you go beyond duality, one is fearlessness. There is one, what to fear. The moment two comes into picture, there is fear. There is taratamya, taratama. There is higher and lower. Differences comes into picture. The moment two comes into picture, there is fear and there is absence of peace. So here we see when there is one, when you transcend the nature and reach the absolute and come back and see the same one is in various ways it is manifested. Many, one as many. Now we are seeing many as many. Not one as two, one as many. No. Sukha Dukha are not at all equal to me. Pain and pleasure, losses and gains are not equal to me yet. Stone and gold is not yet equal to me yet. So all these, mine and yours, so many things we have, everywhere duality is there. It creates the absence of peace. Anything you possess, it creates, disturbs your mental state, deprives you of peace and joy. But the moment to earn money is pain, to preserve it is pain, to spend it is pain. Whatever way, the moment you start keeping it, it's a pain. Keep anybody, you have to look after throughout. It's a pain, constant pain. You lose peace. So when there is transcending nature, going to the absolute and coming back, same world is there with same relatives and friends, same job, everything, but you see one as many. This one pervading, avibhaktam vibhakteshu. In vibhakta, you are seeing avibhakta. then only you will see you have got that absolute peace. In ordinary life, you are experiencing Sahaja Samadhi, when you are experiencing that peace all the time as Jivan Mukta, only as Jivan Mukta. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.